Okay, we're back in Unity and we still have our Hercules model up. And we're going to talk about animation inside of Unity. Now you can import animations from your own 3D package when you create your content in those packages, but we also can animate items right here inside of Unity. And so in order to do that, we open up the animation panel and we can dock that down at the bottom. We'll select the object we want to animate, and we can just simply create a animation clip. We'll give this file a name. In this case, we're going to be doing an entrance animation, so we'll just call it enter. And what we want to do is spin this up from basically very small and rotate it up into position. And so once we've created the clip, we'll see we have the animation clip, and it also created a controller which will play that animation for us once we have it. And now first we need to do is add the properties that we want to animate. In this case, we'll add the scale property to size it up, and then we'll add the rotation property so we can rotate it during that position. Now Unity's gone ahead and set the keyframe at the very beginning, and at the end, by default, it ends at a 60 frame position. And we can select these keyframes and drag them around or drag them out to extend the clip further. So in this case, we've extended it out to about 2.5 minutes or 2.5 seconds. And we'll just refine that. And so the end keyframe is pretty much what we want right now. We have that in the finished landed position. And so now we're going to modify the first frame and scale it down and then rotate it. So the easiest way to do that is just turn on the recorder. And this will record any changes that are made to the model in that particular position where the cursor is, and that's right over frame 1, which is what we want. And so now we can just simply rotate our model as we want it to go back to the beginning point of its rotation. And then we're also going to scale this model down to a very small size. Okay. That's it, we're done with that. It's recorded the position into its frame 1, right there where the cursor is set, and we can turn that off, and now when we scrub through, we'll see that model grow up and scale up. And we can play this animation to see what it really looks like at the correct timing. And it seems a little bit slow, so we're just going to shorten the animation, drag these keyframes in to about 1.5 seconds. And that's a little better. And so there's our animator with our controller that it added. Now it'll play the animation automatically. And we can use the play button at the top and take a look at what the user might see when they first see this animation. The first thing we notice is that it's looping, which we want to fix that in a second. And while we're doing that, we'll jump over to the camera. By default, a new scene puts the camera at -10 on the Z. The minus side is correct. Our users are on the minus side, but we can zoom that into a -2 or so to get a better distance for what we're doing. Again, the camera is just for reference only. It'll be in the hands of the audience when it comes time to view this. And then to fix the looping, by default, a clip is set to loop. And we can simply select the clip and then turn that loop toggle off. And now the clip will just play once and then stop. So now we're going to be updating an augmentation that we have in the system already on ARConnects. And so we want to increment our numeric value for our file. And that'll bust the catch and make sure that our new content is displayed for all the users that view it. And we want to do the same for our asset bundle itself. We'll go ahead and just rename that clip. Now, one last thing we need to do, when you use prefabs in a scene file, it doesn't automatically store them in the prefab. That's sort of the benefit of a prefab. To store them and commit those changes, we'll see we have the transform has changed and there's been an animator component added. We simply have this overrides drop down that we can simply apply the changes that we made in our scene file so that they are written as part of the asset bundle. So we simply hit apply, and now all those changes have been updated into the asset bundle itself, or into the prefab, which is stored within the asset bundle. And we'll see if we refresh the asset bundle, the animator component has been added, and now we simply have to build it for Android and iOS. And at that point, we'll jump over and we'll edit the augmentation on AR Connects. And so here we are back in AR Connects, and we want to basically update this 3D model that we've just created with the new animation. It's simply going to be a matter of hitting edit, and we'll see all of the elements that we have available. And so we know we changed the name to number 2. So iOS, we'll see number 2 is here. Open that up. And we'll go to Android, grab our number 2. And that's it. Nothing else has to change. We just hit update. And we're ready to push it to the cloud. And so here we are in the Reality browser, and there's our entrance animation, which has now been played and updated. Next up, we're going to take a look at how we can enhance our audience experience by creating interactive touch events.